such sights to show you.
You are all going to die tonight.
This is bad comedy.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Good evening, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Hun, Your Geek is showing. Now, as you can see, the random man is nowhere to be seen. He's gigging again, so have fun, guy. Have fun. It's all I can say for now. I'll talk to you about it next time I speak to you. But joining me for this episode is longtime supporter of the show, part-time host. It is, of course, the Gaz Man in Vincy Gaz. How are you, honey?
I am great, and it is great to be here with the Queen of Mean, face never to be seen, hands always covered in Vaseline, ass smells like gangrene. That one's for you, Guy.
See, you're not the only one who can do it, Guy. You're not
Rest in
the only
peace.
one who can do it.
Rest in peace.
Right then, doing what we always do each week on this episode of Honey Geek is showing, we're going to go straight over to the shout outs.
Oi, oi!
And only one comment on last week's episode so far, and it comes from the man, the myth, the beard, the ginger one, Mr. JK47, JK the Ginger Ninja.
JK!
And he says, great discussion on this mostly great franchise. We talked about Indiana Jones last week. I will not have a bad word spoken on the amazing film that is Superman 3. To each their own. Temple of Doom is my least favorite of the indie trilogy. I love the way you say trilogy as if the other two don't exist.
I can do a great impression of Indiana Jones. That's not a whip, that's a gun. No, I think I might be getting a bit mixed up though.
I think you're crossing your
That's not.
people. Last Crusade is my favorite, but I do love Raiders. Yeah, that's kind of the overarching thing I've been hearing since we did that episode. Is everyone I've spoken to about it, they're like, Raiders is my favorite, followed by Last Crusade, or the other way round. And it's very true. The first one and the third one are probably the best ones in the whole franchise.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Here we go. Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny. Me, not great, not terrible, not ones I really want to go back and watch again, though. Well, we all know my rant on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I ranted so hard on that episode.
You followed through.
No, I nearly ran out of breath.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
nearly
yeah.
ran out of breath that I
would-
ranted so hard on that one. It was like, oh my God. Even afterwards, I was like, rein it back a bit, girl. Come on.
That would make more sense.
And one final quote from JK. Fisted to death. Well, that's me done for the day.
I suppose it's better than a pineapple.
Just remember, one's got spikes, the other one's got claws. And like I said, that is it for the shout outs for this week.
Get posting in the comments, people.
Yeah,
We want to speak to you. We want to speak to you.
Yeah. We thrive on interaction over here. It's fun. It's fun. But moving swiftly on, a question I normally throw out to Guy most weeks, and he throws back at me every damn time. It is, of course, time for watching.
I thought you were going to say crotchless or not, but I think, this over the past week or so, me and the wife, it's not very geeky, but it's been really good to see. It's the second season of Physical 100 on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of like Squid Game without the death. Only it's all like physical challenges. Like there's 100 contestants. They all get together and they've all got to compete, to do physical challenges.
yeah.
It's all like a South Korean thing. They're all pretty much Korean.
Yeah.
Contestants. It's really good to watch though.
Yeah, it's one of those physical challenge shows. Yeah, they're pretty good, like American Ninja. I did watch one.
No, it's not like obstacle courses. It's more like
Tetris Castle?
No, it's not as silly as Takeshi's Castle. It's kind of like I'm trying to think. It's pretty original, to be honest. They just do, like how long can you hang from these bars, and then things like that. Or
Yeah.
one challenge they had was they had like a mine cart, and they had to push it down this track, connect it to another two mine carts, push it to the bottom of the track, fill it with I think it was like 30 sacks of
Oh,
40 kilogram whatever, and then push it all the way back,
oh,
before the other teams. Like
no,
yeah, it
that's
was
not for me. I wouldn't do that. I'd love to watch it, but I don't think I'd be
yeah,
doing
it's
it.
really good. Like, it's a bit of a change. I don't think there's really been much on the TV that I've watched.
Same,
Um,
same.
I actually watched the first episode of X-Men '97, and I really enjoyed that. Um, so I'm gonna wait for it to fill out a bit more, and then I'm gonna sit down and watch them all.
Yeah, I've kind of decided because the first two episodes dropped like back to back.
Yeah,
I've decided with X-Men 97, what I'm going to do is once a fortnight, I'm going to watch like an hour's worth of it.
yeah,
Because most TV shows that I watch nowadays are about an hour in length. So watching the X-Men in that kind of same format of do an hour at a time,
yeah,
I'm okay with that. It keeps me up to date. I mean, I might be a fortnight behind, but fuck off. I don't
yeah, yeah.
care.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any kind of big spoilers that's gonna,
No, I
it's a
mean,
it's a cartoon,
I
it's
have seen a lot of people, even online, like saying that, yeah, okay, it's an animated show and it's only sort of half-hour episodes at a time. But much like you would do any other Marvel show, don't give spoilers, even though it's animated, because it's such a nostalgia kick for
yeah, it
people
is.
our kind of age demographic. We grew up watching the originals and seeing most of the original cast come back and continue
Yeah, it's
the
great.
storyline.
It's so good to hear the voices again reprising
Oh,
those roles.
yeah,
So good.
I
You
mean,
can tell how much thingy's what's his name?
Cal
The guy.
Dodd,
Sorry, say again.
Wolverine, Cal Dodd by his.
Yeah. How much he's aged. You can hear the gravel that's that you get from
I
being
think
older.
I think though with Wolverine, that just kind of adds to the
Yeah, it does.
character.
It does, yeah.
The bit that got me, slight spoiler here, it's one scene I have to talk about it. It's the bit where Jean walks into the room and she says, he's coming, and he jumps up, claws out. Who? Apocalypse? It's like only Wolverine's mindset
Yeah,
when someone says someone's here, he goes to the worst possible
yeah.
person.
I think my favorite scene of it, and it has actually been posted online. I think it might have even been the trailer, is the fight with the Sentinels. Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. It was really well
Oh
done.
God, yeah. And we won't gush too much on it because me and Guy have already said that once this has finished its run, we are going to do a full episode on it. So we're trying not
Yeah.
to gush too much on that. But on my side of things, because I had my daughter here for most of the week, the Friday that she first got here, I made the mistake of introducing her to Mythbusters, something she'd never seen before.
I love Mythbusters.
So pretty much the entire week, all I've really watched is Mythbusters, which I don't complain about. I love Mythbusters. It's funny. It teaches you a thing or two, and it was a great show for its time, especially with the original guys.
Adam Savage is a legend.
Oh God, yeah, I love his cosplay stuff that he does, like where he dresses up,
Oh,
go to
have you
Comic
s-
Con.
have you seen his chest of guns? He's got his own YouTube channel.
Yes,
I
he
guess
has. Go check
everyone
it
knows
out.
that he's got his own YouTube, but he's created this like huge chest, it's like opens, and inside is all these shelves
Yeah.
with all the guns from all the movies. Some he's made, some he's
Oh yeah.
are actual replicas from the movies themselves. But yeah, it's
Exactly.
beautiful,
Yeah. It was a
beautiful.
brilliant show for its time. Other than that, I've not really watched anything new. I did a rewatch of Has Been Hotel because I'm hooked on that show. Second season needs to fucking hurry up and get made. They are in the production people are in the studio doing the voice work and everything now. So we just got to wait for the animation to be done. So it should be ready by about 2035 with the way Hollywood's going at the moment. But no, I haven't really watched anything new, nothing that I've like watched for the first time and gone, oh wow, this is great. I did tried to start watching the Pennywise It documentary on Amazon Prime because
Right, okay.
it's a documentary all about Tim Curry's Pennywise, but
Right.
it also covers the story of It, the book, and the original mini series sort of all together. It's like, I think it's like 2.5, nearly 3 hours long. But I was very tired when I put it on, so that's my fault. But it was really interesting to see them talk about the early development of the book, like where the idea for the story originally came from. It's got little interviews with Stephen King, Seth Green, a few of the other actors that were in the original.
Yeah.
And to be honest, what I did watch of it, it did kind of be like, oh, I never knew that kind of thing. So if you're a big fan of your horror movies and you like to know more about them, definitely check out the Pennywise documentary on Amazon Prime.
I'll have to take a look at that. There
It
is there's a show that I've been really itching to watch because I've heard so much good stuff about the book,
is.
which I still need to pick up. It's on Netflix. Maybe it's something that might tickle your fancy, and it's called The Three Body Problem. Um,
I have seen the trailer for
yeah,
that. I think I put it on my watch list. It's one of those things I see the trailer and I go, watch list. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have seen the trailer for that. It does look like my kind of thing. The three
yeah.
body problem.
It's
Yeah.
the only problem whether you see it as a good thing or a bad thing, it depends on how you enjoyed the last season of Game of Thrones, really, but it's made by the same people that made the Game of Thrones, which was good until a certain point, and then, kind of, I don't
Oh,
think they were too, they wanted to get out of there because the material was running out. George hasn't finished the books, and
true.
they kind of just was like, oh, well, Disney's got the Star Wars deal on the table for us. And I kind of think they just rushed the very last season, and I think
Yeah.
it kind of spoiled it a little bit.
It fell off a cliff. I mean, I've not
Yeah.
actually seen the ending of Game of Thrones, but I've heard everything about it. And one of my friends said it's like you're driving down a highway. At first, it's great. You're going fast. You're loving the scenery. You got your music blaring. But then the road starts getting a little bit bumpy. And then all of a sudden, you're not on the road. You're flying off the edge of a cliff, and the ground is fast approaching, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I was like, right, well, if it's like that, I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid it.
It just needed more episodes. The story needed to be filled out more. It probably could have gone for at least another 2 seasons.
Yeah, I think what they should have done is taken a slight break and let George do his writing.
Yeah, they
Just
should have
let him
done.
do what he needed to do. Don't because I think with the pressure he was under from the studio to get the books finished before the show, he basically just turned around and said, right, well, kill this person, kill this person, kill this person, because then I don't need to write about them anymore.
Well, that's the problem. Nobody dies in the last season. Nobody of any note.
Yeah,
Maybe Jorah, he goes. That's it. It's not nothing really.
nothing major.
No. Well, yeah,
But there you go then. So that
yeah.
has been what you've been watching. We're going to move on now rapidly with the main meat of this episode. We've been meaning to do this for a while, and Guy, as much as he loves collectibles and things like that, he doesn't own too many of them. So for this topic, I needed someone who was also a fellow collector, which is why I called on Gaz.
Well, let's be honest. He does collect toys. It's just not the kind of toys.
Yeah, we can't show them on here.
Nope, nope.
We are, of course, talking collectibles, action figures, prop replicas, anything like that, anything that is collectible and sold aimed at the collector's market, which is people like us. Not that we're all this weird. Some of us are actually really nice people. But yeah, we're going to start things off with. We were going to try and do a top 10. I kind of picked out 8 things, and I was like, there are a couple of others, but they're boxed up and in storage, and the boxes are sealed up at the minute. So it would mean digging to the bottom of an entire box of action figures to find one. And I don't have the time to be able to do that. I'm halfway through packing to hopefully get moved soon.
I'm shrinking again. I'm shrinking.
It's shrinking again.
Shrinking. There we go. I'm back.
But I've picked out a few good ones. A couple are already kind of floating around by. But I'm going to throw it over to you first, Gaz. Like I said, this is no particular order.
No particular order. I do actually have out of the stuff that I've chose, I am pretty much an out of the box collector. As you can see behind me. I do have some things that you can see like in boxes here. That's literally because I have no room to
Yeah,
put them in. I need more display cases.
I'm the
So,
same.
so kind of half of my list is stuff in boxes, and the other half is stuff out of boxes. But I'll give you a reason why the stuff that I've chose is still in the box because it's not the reason that I just give about having space. First, I have
Same.
just a quick honorable mention. I got this for Christmas. This is a Warhammer 40,000. Like it's a special thing that they did. It didn't last for too long, and it's
Oh,
basically like a blind box that you get like 8 miniatures in it.
oh, right.
And it's pretty hard to get a hold of right now and quite
Very
expensive.
nice.
Um, so yeah, and I was so made up that I got that for Christmas. That's just a quick honorable mention. I just wanted to throw
No
out.
worries.
So my first thing is gonna be I've got like everything around me.
I've
So
got stuff piled up next to me and a few bits on the desk.
I've had this for a while. I think this cost me probably around 60, 70 pounds.
Mm,
And this is the NECA Predator from the Dark Horse comics, and this is
2 pack.
the two-pack, yeah, of the
Yeah.
Enforcer and the Bad Blood
Do you know what, right? I actually have the original release version
of
of the
these.
Enforcer,
Yep,
and
I
I
missed
didn't
those,
get
so
that one
I
out of
was
the box.
so pumped when they released this on
Oh,
the
yeah.
new bodies, and
Oh, yeah. 'Cause as good as those older figures are, they haven't aged incredibly well in terms of articulation. Those new ones, I want to get hold of those as well, just to replace my Enforcer,
yeah.
because that was
Um,
such an amazing figure.
the reason that this is still in its box is literally just because the artwork is absolutely incredible
Oh,
on it.
God, yeah.
Like I love the drawings at the bottom, the
Oh, yeah.
inside. I don't know if it could really showing up on camera, but the inside of the box is all art as well. It's like all
Oh, yeah.
the jungle and things. It's just beautiful for a display piece. I don't
Oh, yeah.
really think it needs to come out. I mean, I've got plenty of predators like at the side of me over
Oh,
here.
yeah.
That's
I've got a whole box full of the damn things.
so yeah, I love them. I love that bad blood predator. I love like
Oh, yeah.
the severed heads that you get on the hooks that you can hook
Yeah,
onto his
well,
belt.
yes,
You
yes.
know,
It is an incredible figure.
with these ones as well, unlike the original, they have the alternate heads as well.
Yeah, that was another reason I wanted to get hold of it.
Yeah.
Like
So
I
yeah,
said,
that's
the original Enforcer that I've got is as good as a figure as it is. The articulation is limited compared to later releases, and like you said, it's got the alternate head, it's got more paint. So I love that figure, and I love the fact that the fans nicknamed it the Shredditor because of the way that it's shaped.
yeah.
It looks like it does look like the Shredder as a
Yeah,
Predator. I mean, you
it
cannot
does.
fucking
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. And it was a great comic as well. Dark Horse when
Oh
they
yeah,
had the license
I've got the
knocked.
omnibus collection, and
Yeah.
that story is within that omnibus collection,
Yeah.
and it's one that I will quite oftenly reread multiple times because it's such a fucking good story.
Yeah. I don't have that collection. Is it good? Is the
Um, it's a big, heavy, like because it's an omnibus edition, so obviously you've got
hmm
like 3 or 4 stories in there, and one of the stories is the Deadlier of the Species story,
Okay.
which was by Chris Claremont, who worked on the Dark Phoenix saga. So that story gets out there and really metaphysical at some points. Like
Yeah.
it's so far removed from Predator that you're like, what?
Is that the one with the the big bald the thing from Alien the
Oh,
Covenant?
the white xenomorph.
Um that's not what I was thinking, but is it got the white xenomorph in it?
There is a white xenomorph in there. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm thinking of the engineers. Is it the story with the engineers in
no,
it?
no, it's not the story
No,
with
not
the
them.
engineers. The basic story for that one is Earth was taken over by the aliens. They've completely colonized the planet.
Hmm.
Humans live on a floating platform for all the rich people.
Oh yeah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah,
this woman being hunted by a predator who keeps calling her a different name. Turns out she had
yeah,
her mind wiped, and that's what I mean. You can tell it's
yeah,
a Chris Claremont story because it gets very
Yeah.
dream sequence. I mean, there's one dream sequence where the woman literally peels all of her skin off and she's an alien underneath her skin. It's like you can tell it's a Chris Claremont story, but it is very, very good. I mean, like the omnibus itself is like this thick,
Yeah.
but it has got some of the better stories in there, including one where it starts in feudal Japan, where a predator ship crashes and this scam artist makes millions throughout the years because he's using the predator blood to stay alive. He's essentially immortal.
Right. Right. That
And you
sounds
see him
cool.
kind of scheming his way through the centuries until, because of his scheming, the aliens end up here.
Yeah.
And it's like, you dickhead. But enough of that tangent. Moving on to my first one. Like I said, no particular order. I'm going to go with a semi recent ish one for this one. One of my personal favorites in my collection is
Oh,
Earthrise
lovely.
Optimus Prime from Hasbro. When I picked this up, it was about 50 quid. He does come with a trailer. The box is out of reach. It does come with the trailer, and it's from the War for Cybertron trilogy. It went along with the Netflix
Oh
special.
yeah, yeah. The three, yeah, they did like three shows,
Yeah,
didn't they?
three chunks. It was uh, Siege, Earthrise, and then Kingdom.
Hmm.
This is from the Earthrise line. Although he didn't actually appear like this in the show, the one thing I will say about that kind of line that Hasbro did throughout the whole course of it is it was like G1 plus, like G1 for the modern age, because
Yeah,
the designs, and I mean, you just look at this, look, that is a G1 Optimus Prime.
yeah. It definitely is. It's his silhouette, and it's everything's in the right place.
Yeah, I mean, there's been many designs for Optimus, but the minute you see this one, any kind of artwork, you're like, that's
G1.
Optimus.
Hmm.
And I love that they kind of did that. It was like, it was relaunching Transformers for a younger generation, but it went back to what we as kids were seeing on the TV. And just for such an accurate representation, I know there has recently been released, what is it, the concept Optimus Prime, where it's the G1 figure with modern articulation.
Well, I've not seen that yet.
I want to take a look at it, but it looks very clunky to me.
Right. Okay.
Just because of the proportions, it's still shaped and styled and proportioned like that G1 toy, so it's very
Okay.
boxy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that one, I
I
love it.
rem
Like you said, hmm?
I remember the year at I think it was a Comic Con
Yeah,
when the very first wave of those toys were released for the show before Earthrise,
yeah.
and people were going nuts about them
Oh
because
yeah,
all oh look at this character and this character, it looks just like it did in the cartoon, but it was slightly different. Everyone had like kind of like battle damage on the
yeah. For me,
bodies and things.
Earthrise was where it really picked up because they did away with the battle damage paintwork and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you've got G1 Optimus Prime in that line. I got Earth Mode Ultra Magnus from the same line. And for
Mhm.
me, that is a perfect recreation of that original toy because you start with the white Optimus and then you clip the armor
Yep.
on in all the
Mhm.
right places. And it's so nostalgia tinged,
Yeah.
unreal. That's why my one of my other picks is from that same line. Do you want to go with your next one, or should we talk
Yes.
about this one a little bit more? Because I mean, it's Optimus Prime. You know what I mean? He does the whole.
Does he transform? Because that would make Guy happy if he
Oh
transformed.
yeah, this one definitely transforms. I mean, he's got a pair
I
of wheels
mean,
for his butt cheeks.
the kibble on it is really minimum. It looks great.
Oh, that is the one thing I will say about these. I talked about this on a previous episode. That a lot of the engineering in these guys is almost masterpiece level, the way that everything kind of folds out or back in on itself
Hmm.
to save room. I mean, I'll try and quickly show it here. So pop
Da,
the
da,
chest up.
da, 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 da,
There you go. Look.
da. Oh, there
Wake
you
him up, look. All of that is the front of the truck mode.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
And when you fold it all up and tuck it all in like it's supposed to, there you go.
Yep, it looks great.
You know, backpack, nothing. It's just awesome. You can open the chest, which I'm struggling to do right now.
I like when they released like the very first line of toys, like Optimus's his chest was the front of the vehicle, both. But now, even like with the masterpiece
There you
and
go.
oh, that's cool. There's the Matrix of Leadership,
And
and what you've just showed me there,
he's got
the
opening hands as well, so you can make him hold his chest panels
oh, that's cool.
like he does in the film.
Articulated fingers. That's
Yeah,
cool.
look.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they do a thing now where they're transforming him, and they have like two versions of his chest. There's like inside of him, like you just showed, there is the front of the van, and then you put that away, and then he looks like he does when he's transformed.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. The engineering in Transformers now is just compared to what we had as children. It was just like fold the legs out, pop the arms out, you're done. Something like that, like we have to open the entire chest cavity out and fold everything out and get just yeah. I mean, not to put an innuendo in there, but messing around with those folds and flaps, it can keep you entertained for days.
Okay, my next one is actually another Predator,
Oh,
and this is another boxed one. And the reason this is boxed is kind of like the first one. It is basically, it's just a beautiful piece, and I don't think it would look as good out of the packaging.
yeah.
And it is the Dark Horse
Yes.
Predator. It's the
The comic book style
yeah,
edition, yeah.
yeah. It's basically Predator 2, like before the
Um,
movie kind of
yeah, I
thing.
do remember hearing that apparently when Predator 2 was in production, the comic book came out,
Yeah.
one of the writers or directors read it and were like, we could loosely adapt this without having to pay for it.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
love
I
it. Got the
love
whole comic panels in it, and
yeah, I love the
like,
paint job on that one. The paint work on that
yeah,
is
it looks just
fantastic.
like the
Yeah,
cover, and
it looks like it's in the
even
box.
the inside of the box is this because it kind of looks like 3D,
Yeah, yeah.
So
I love how when NECA do that, like they try to replicate what's on the front of the box on the inside with the figure.
yeah.
I love when they do that.
The other reason he's gonna stay in the box is he's a pretty old NECA figure, and he's one of the very, if probably actually it is the first sculpt for the Predator. It's
Yeah,
just a repaint of that first body.
I have a Predator that I was going to get out for this video because it was the first one I ever bought, and it's the Viper Predator, and it uses that base body.
Yeah,
I'm frightened to move that thing now.
yeah.
Whenever I move a joint, it creaks, and I get so paranoid it's going to fall apart.
I have the video game version of this as well. It's all blue, and
Oh
its
yeah,
legs are
yeah.
so loose. It's just like so floppy.
Well,
Good morning.
speaking of Predator video game figures, and because you've just shown one off, I think we'll talk about these two together because I'll get out my next pick.
Get it out.
Get it out, girl. Get it out. Oh, I got caught on my right leg. I did not notice it was that close.
Are you
No sense,
okay?
no feeling. But yeah, my next choice is
Oh, the concrete jungle.
Predator Concrete Jungle. Now, this one, he has been out of box, he has been on display, just because it's one of my favorite designs for the Predator because he looks like a medieval psychopath.
Yeah.
Trying to get it in camera without the light glare.
Yeah. Are you looking forward? Has it been released yet? They're doing the Bad Blood Predator to go with that.
Yes,
Um,
I brought one of them out where it's one of the ones that's been experimented on and it's got light up features.
yeah, it's huge. It is
Yeah,
huge. Yeah.
I've
I think
not got it, but I would like to get it just to go with this one.
yeah.
But it's finding its
I
price.
think it's as big as this one here behind me. The one from the really bad Predator movie.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. What is it? The hybrid predator.
yeah, yeah. Thing, yeah. It's a terrible
It-
movie, but I really like that figure. It looked cool and it was huge and it was massive and
I've got the fugitive predator from that film, but purely because I'm a slight little bit of a completionist. I've got Jungle Hunter,
mhm,
I've got City Hunter, I've got the AVP predators, so I kind of needed that one to
yeah,
go along with the rest of my movie predators because it's like they're the film
yeah,
representation. Most of my other ones are either comic book or NECA redos of the old Kenner figures. I've
yeah.
got like Lava Planet, Renegade, a couple of them. So
I think one of the issues I have now with collecting in general is that there's so much stuff that I want. I'm kind of things past me, they come and go, and I don't manage to get them. And I would love those brand new Predator 2, the Lost Hunters, the
Oh, the Lost Tribe. Yeah,
yeah, the Lost Tribe.
my local toy shop has a few of those in. They've got the snake, the shaman, and is it the Borg Predator? I think the one with all the armor.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They've
yeah.
got those.
I think he's just called the Lost Predator or
So, but
something.
fans jokingly call him
Yeah,
Borg
yeah,
Predator. I've seen those ones in there, but they're 60 quid a pop.
yeah, they are.
And for someone who's on a fixed income like myself, getting something that expensive is a once in a while treat. It's
Yeah,
not something I can afford regularly. So my Predator collecting has slowed down, but I haven't stopped. I'm just more selective now because,
yeah.
like you said, with that, buying those, it's like six or seven other
Hmm.
figures to go with one other figure.
Hmm.
That's expensive. I can't afford that at the minute, but
Yeah,
a one-off from the films, I can do that. I can afford
yeah.
that. It's not a problem.
I don't know why the retail shops are charging so much for the figures, when you can just get them online for £35, £40. And
Yeah,
then
that's true.
there's a Forbidden Planet near me, and I can't remember which figure they have. It is just a NECA figure, just a normal NECA figure, like an ultimate, and they're selling it for like £100, and it's like, are you joking?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's that about?
The Joel and Ellie 2 pack for The Last of Us Part 2, that's in my local toy shops, 90 quid.
Jesus.
Yeah, for
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Mm.
it's a bit, but getting off topic there. But yeah, the Predator figures from NECA. I mean, I have got one other one in my display. I was going to pick another one, but I was like, no, I prefer the other one I've picked over the other one I could have chosen. So that other one will be in my honorable mention, and it's the 100th edition figure they did, the Ancient Predator,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
I
one
have
where it's
that
got
down there. Yeah, it's
yeah,
all like
yeah,
bones.
the bone
Yeah,
armor, which I didn't realize until after I bought the figure, but the bone armor is actually meant to be a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the original costume design
yeah.
when Jean Claude
The yeah, Van
when
Damme.
Van Damme played it. I was like, I like that. That's a
Yeah,
neat
it was
little
really
touch.
clever. Yeah, it was really clever.
And it
I,
was also their NECA's original design. That's not based on any film or
that's
comic or
true.
nothing. That's something they came up with on their own. And I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah,
I
it would be
really
great.
would.
When they were first talking about doing it, I'm absolutely sure they said they were going to release it with a comic book. Like it was going to come with a mini comic,
Yeah.
like the old Kenner figures.
Yes.
And as far as I know, it doesn't.
I
I
think it
don't know.
comes, from what I
I
can remember, it comes with like a sheet of paper that fills in the backstory of
Yeah,
is it
I
yourself?
don't know if Dark Horse did a comic about it, or did if that figure came out during the move from Dark Horse to Marvel.
It could
So
have been. It could
yeah,
have
I'm
been
not sure,
around
but
that. It was around that time, so it could have been. I know the NECA redos of the Kenner aliens, like the Bull,
yeah,
Scorpion.
they have the comics.
They do have the mini comics,
Yeah,
so they're just
that's pretty cool.
yeah. I do love that. It was a lovely little touch. That lovely little touch. But yeah, NECA Predators are absolutely fantastic. That circles it back round to your next choice then.
So I will choose. Oh, while we're talking about NECA,
Go for
um,
it.
uh, one of my favorite. I think it's a beautiful sculpt, and I have all four of them, but I wasn't going to hold all four up. Is the movie line of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm a
Yeah,
huge Turtles fan, and they absolutely smashed it out of the park.
they
Obviously,
oh they
I
so
chose Raph
did.
because, I'm basically crude and rude, just like Raph.
Yeah,
I gotta.
Raph was always my favorite because he had a
He's a
short temper.
hothead. Yeah,
He's got a short
hothead.
temper. I've got a short temper, so we'd var. We'd
Yeah.
var.
They come with some great
Oh, they
accessories.
do, don't they? They
Yeah.
do. The accessory packs that NECA do for them as well, like the what's the most recent one
I
where
was
for
gonna
the
say,
second film where they got like the pinafores for tidying up and the broom and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
they are stunning. I did actually have the opportunity to mess around with those.
there's the
Um,
detail in the shells and stuff as well.
oh
If you
yeah,
can,
from what I remember hearing when they were talking about getting those made, like before they actually got them done, they were saying that they'd been to the Jim Henson company and actually got to study some of the leftover molds from the
Yep,
original suits so they could be as screen
accurate.
accurate as possible.
And they really are.
Oh, they are. I mean, like I said, I got the opportunity to mess with all four turtles because a friend of mine bought a load from me when I was doing my action figure business and said, "Tell you what, I'll pay you an extra 20 quid, but only if you review them online." So I reviewed them online,
Yeah,
and yeah, they were getting them out the boxes. It was just like this is like holding a miniature version of that thing from the
yeah, the
film.
TV.
It really was.
Brilliant.
So yeah, they are absolutely stunning figures.
And the articulation on them is brilliant as well.
Yeah, and not just the turtles themselves, but the whole turtles line that
Yeah,
Necro has done.
yeah,
Have you seen the party wagon they brought out now?
yeah, yeah, yeah. From the animated show. They're killing it with that animated line, and
Oh,
I'm
they
good.
really are. If you're a fan of the animated series, they've got pretty much every character covered.
Yeah, they've actually just released. They're doing like this haulathon over in the States,
Yeah,
and I really want these so bad because I missed them the first time. They've re-released the turtle figures from the cartoon,
yeah.
individually as ultimates. So
Oh,
there's four of them, individually as
with
ultimates.
all
So
all the accessories. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I just hope they come over to the UK. I really do.
it did take a while with the original release because there was a lot of licensing issues, and I think that's one of the reasons why we don't have the Gargoyles figures here.
Yeah, we've spoke about this before.
I really, really need them, but the
But
only
they are here now.
they are here now, but it's still they're pricier than they should be.
The
Right, we'll move on to my next pick.
do it.
This one, jumping back over to the old Hasbro. And yes, I put this guy higher than Optimus Prime because this one's more my favorite. Kingdom Rodimus Prime.
Look at that bad boy.
This was released under their Commander class banner, which pissed a lot of people off because it's like, oh, you're getting a deluxe figure, but you're paying a Commander price. Let me tell you, if I thought this one had masterpiece level kind of engineering in it, this one, I've actually got the masterpiece Rodimus Prime. This one is more of an involved transformation than that one. A
Oh, really?
mainline release is actually more, there's more intricate bits going on the inside of it to get the arms in the right orientation than there is on that one. But this one does it a lot easier.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, you get the car mode, which pop that out. There you go. That's the vehicle mode on its own. The trailer, much like the original toy, does open out into a battle platform. And it goes back to what I was saying about Optimus. This, for me, is my childhood reimagined.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the original version of this in a box somewhere. You know what I mean? You put them side by side, and it's like you can see it is a direct that they've cloned it and improved it.
Yeah.
And that's really all I can say about most of that kind of Kingdom, Earthrise, and that era. They kind of do it now with Legacy. I'll get into that in a little bit. But for me, Kingdom and Earthrise especially was G1 reborn, basically.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these flagship G1 characters looking as close as they could to the original cartoon, obviously with more mechanical details and more real world stuff going on. But yeah, the original cast of Transformers, if you were a G1 fan like myself, it's like, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one. So if you get Transformers, I highly recommend picking that one up. He's not too expensive now. I think last time I seen him listed online, he was about £60. When I bought him, he was 92 quid.
Wow.
And that was on sale.
Jeez.
Yeah, Commander class with the Hasbro now is their £100+ range. Commander class is like there. The next biggest stage after that is Titan class, and they're like.
Yeah, and how does he scale with the Optimus?
I will flash up a picture during the edits for this to sort of scale in with Optimus Prime, but honestly, they're about the same kind of height. But Rodimus has got more chunk to him because obviously he's got a big fin on the backpack, he's got big lower legs. He's got the slightly chunkier arms. He looks more of a brawler, because he's just built stockier.
Yeah.
But side by side, you can see that it's like, yeah, this is Hot Rod going from Hot Rod to a Prime.
Yeah.
Very, very balanced. And with the Galvatron that I've got as well, you put him next to the Galvatron, the scale works perfectly. It's like it is in the film.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my next pick. Should we move on
Oh,
to
good
yours?
stuff. Yes. Now mine is um it's a pretty old figure now, and it is based on a 80s video game of a movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. I would say it's in my top five. And that is the NECA RoboCop from the NES. And you
Yeah,
know how he's painted
I
in
love
the
that paint
video
job.
game colors.
Yeah.
And he is I love him. I just love him. I love the game, even though the game isn't great.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
I had it, I hammered it as a kid. It
Oh,
was one of my favorite games.
I played RoboCop versus Terminator to absolute death. Like I blitzed the hell out of that game.
But this is just like a generation before
Yes, yes,
that.
but yeah, I do love that paint scheme.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like
NECA with
I
their
have
paint jobs.
I have the other NECA stuff up here.
I've got
But
the RoboCop, the movie RoboCop. I've got
yeah,
that.
but yeah, just the way they painted with like the light hitting him
Oh yeah,
and
and like
like the
the way
half of his face and stuff.
yeah, the way it's angled and everything as well, the way you've positioned it, it just looks like a silhouette from the game. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
I wanted to pose him like he would look, in the movie where he bursts into the drug den and he's walking around and he's shooting people up on the catwalks and stuff.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
wanted to get that kind of feel from him.
Oh yeah, I always do that with mine. I always try to get him in that almost movie poster kind of pose where he's got
Yeah, so
one
I don't. Yeah, I never
like
understood
that.
why he like puts the opposite hand out. It's like it must be for balance. Like, oh.
Could be. I mean, machines have to balance somewhere. So he's like, if I compensate with this hand, I'm fine.
And
Or it's just Robocop going, I'm a little teapot.
that's it. Um, I've just recently finished the new RoboCop game, and
Oh yeah,
that was great. Yeah, it was very buggy, but it was a great game
yeah.
overall.
Well, it's by the same people who made the Terminator Resistance game, and I loved that game.
Right? I never
Like
played that.
the Terminator Resistance game, like you just said about Robocop, it's buggy.
Hmm.
But when you're stealthing around, hiding from Terminators and stuff like that, it is very, very good. It feels almost like when you get those really annoying forced stealth sections in like a Fallout game.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's like that, but it's not annoying.
Right.
Like it's
Okay.
kind of the point of the game. Like if a T800 gets hold of you and all you've got is a
That's it.
standard
You
shotgun,
you're gone.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
But once you get like that, get hold of Terminator weapons, you can start fighting back, and there's this natural level of progression with it. Like, yeah, Terminators are still a threat, but now you can handle that threat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love that. If you've not played it, I highly recommend getting it, especially if you get the remastered edition for the newer consoles, because in that version there's DLC included where you can play as a Terminator.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So that's
That's
worth checking out.
Yeah, it's like the one of my favorite things about that RoboCop game is you do feel pretty much invincible. There's like things as you can upgrade yourself as you go through, and one of them is like it's called Ricochet or something, and it's like people with small caliber guns when they shoot you and the bullets bounce off
Bounce
you
back.
and it could hit them back and stuff, and it's quite funny. And
You know
they
what?
did it where you can aim at things on the walls
Oh,
through
like
the
you did in
ricochet.
the second film.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
But
It's really good. It's clever.
the bullets bouncing back and hitting them, that just makes me think of the first Iron Man film when that soldier sneaks up in and ends up capping himself.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
The best MCU film. Um,
Quite possibly.
the one of my favorite bugs in the game is the hair. You still talking to people in the hairs like
Oh yeah, I've seen clips of that on
it's,
TikTok.
it's quite
Like
funny.
you're talking to a punk with a mohawk, and his
Yeah,
mohawk's like
yeah,
doing this.
dancing away. Yeah. Come on then, let's see what you've got.
Right, gonna go for an older figure here. It's not the oldest one that I own in my collection. I will point that out as well because we didn't mention it before. But these are things that we have in our personal collection. Because if we were talking about things we wanted, we could do a whole season on that. But like I said, not the oldest in my collection, but a fairly old figure in its own right. We have Spawn Reborn
Oh,
Warrior
beautiful.
Lilith.
Wow, that is old as well.
Yeah, a friend of mine picked this up for me for 20 quid. It was a gift.
Wow.
From what I can scribe on the back of here, it came out in 2003. So this figure is over 20 years old and it's completely
Sealed.
unopened.
Yeah.
Now, this, along with one of my later choices, it's one of those ones where every time I look at it, I want to open it.
And how you
Then I
feel?
get pranged with guilt because normally, if I open something this old, it's because the box is a bit knackered and it's yellowing or there's cracks in it. And I'm like, clearly, this isn't going to hold up much longer. Get it out, get it taken care of.
Yeah.
When this one showed up in such good condition for the
Yeah.
package, considering the age, I was like, you know what? I haven't got the heart to open it
Yeah.
as much as I'd love to because it's on one of those old style McFarlane bases where it's got a little lever at the side where you can kind of push it backwards and forwards and turn the figure
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It's from that period, and I kind of love those display bases because it's like you wanted to change the angle of your figure, you just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but as much as I want to open it, I'm not gonna. But yeah, this comes from that area of McFarlane toys. Any of the older collectors will remember this, where they called it an action figure and it moved one arm
Yeah. Yeah.
or its head turned, and that was about it. It was more
Yeah.
about the posing and how it looked. So for
Yeah.
its time, articulation is nothing. It's not even there really.
Yeah. Possible statues, what we
Yeah,
call
that was kind of McFarlane's motto was if it's a statue with an articulation joint, you can call it an action figure.
it. Took us a long time to convince McFarlane to put articulation in his figures. I'm
Oh
shrink. I'm
yeah,
shrinking again.
from what I've heard, actually, a lot of the NECA staff are actually former
Yeah,
McFarlane
that's true.
employees.
That's true.
And I find it funny that,
Like Randy is Randy Falk, the head of NECA.
yeah, but I do find it really funny that a guy who left Marvel because he was pissed off that he wasn't getting to keep his own character designs and went off and started his own company, ended up pissing off a bunch of his employees that went off and started their own company, and they're now doing a lot better than he is in the action figure market.
Well, not anymore. Now he's killing it.
He
Now he's got
has
that
caught up
DC.
now. I mean,
Yeah, with that DC license, he's killing it
oh,
with that.
well, you say it's the DC license. It's more like Batman adjacent license because there's
He it was Rocky at the start. There is a
it's
there is a
500
Batman.
Batman.
There is a Batman in every line, in every wave, but he is releasing more characters now.
Yeah,
I think he's finally got the message that people want more than just Batman. He
yeah.
just thinks Batman sells, which Batman does sell. You can't really argue.
The best meme I saw for that was on a toy collector group, and it was the Simpsons Malibu Stacy thing. Like
Okay.
McFarlane releases a new Batman. It's the same as that one. No, it isn't. He's got a new hat.
Yeah.
That's what it. For a few years, it really did feel like that was all McFarlane was doing with the DC license. Like,
Yeah.
here's Batman and Batman with a cape, Batman without a cape, Batman with his shoes on, Batman with his shoes off.
Yeah.
So it really did feel like you want a Batman, go to McFarlane.
Yeah.
But like you said, they are getting there slowly. They're branching out now. He's heard that, yeah, we're sick of Batman. Stop it.
Yeah. There's some great ones coming out in the new wave. It's like Starfire's the
Yeah.
Killer Wog from the Green Lantern Corps, the big pig
Yes.
looking thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that I really want to get, it's one that's already out, and I've kind of denied about it, is the mega figure they did of Swamp Thing.
I have it. It's right there. I'm staring at me. I would have pulled it out, but he's right at the back, and he is about 6 rows deep of
Yeah.
McFarlane DC figures.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was getting him out without everything being knocked over.
See, I haven't pulled the trigger on that one in buying it for myself purely because space. I lack
Yeah,
it at the moment, and when you've got
yeah.
a figure that's this
He
kind of
is
size,
as I look at all my McFarlane stuff, he is a head and shoulders bigger than any figure
that's
height
what I
wise.
mean.
He's huge.
I've got the DC universe, the Swamp Thing with the rubber skin.
Hmm.
he's a tall boy, but he's rather narrow.
Yeah,
Like he's quite skinny from about here downwards. It's only kind of around the shoulders and the head. It's a bulky figure.
yeah.
But once that's on a shelf, you put a few others in front of it. You don't really know
Can't see it.
if it still
Yeah,
works. But yeah, something that big, it's just I haven't got the space for it, unfortunately.
yeah.
So
I get it.
yeah, McFarlane back in the day and even now, they're back on form now, but
What
oh,
was he did a line that was great. I think it was called Tortured Souls, and it was kind of like
Clive,
cinema.
Clive Barker's Tortured Soul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it was
was
a
great.
collaboration. It was a
So good.
collaboration between the two.
Hmm.
Basically, Clive Barker wrote the story and came up with the designs, passed them on to McFarlane, who then did the action figures for them. And it's a line that I hate myself for this. I started to collect, but then life got in the way and I had to stop collecting and get rid of a lot of my collectibles. And they
Yeah,
were some of the first ones to go because a friend of mine were like, I love those. If you ever get rid of them, I'll have them all.
yeah.
Now I see the whole first series going for like eight, £900, and I'm kicking myself because I had pretty much all of those.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, I did hear rumors though a while back that McFarlane were kind of looking into sort of their older designs and maybe bringing some of the lines back, like movie maniacs and things
Well,
like
which they
that.
have done. So
Yeah, so fingers crossed because their Tortured Souls did come up that it might get a re-release, and I'm like, I really hope they do because if
yeah,
you're the owners of the original figures, that's going to drive those prices up even more. So good for you, but it gives people like myself who kind of missed them the first time around to get them again.
yeah. It would be cool if he brought them back and with the new articulation. That
That's
would be
what I
great.
mean. That's what I mean. I'd love to see that because if you're a Hellraiser fan like myself and you've got the pinhead figures and stuff, the Necker of Dawn, they could quite easily slide in with those. You know, articulation wise, scale wise, they'd all fit nicely.
Mhm.
Right, on to your next choice then.
So my next choice is more of a high-end 112 scale collectible. Now it's from Mezco.
Yeah,
And
I love this.
I love this figure. One of my friends, who was my best man at the wedding, shout out to my friend Dan. He bought this for me for my birthday. He was pretty expensive. I think he was about £120 when he came out. Um, and he is the DC Dark Side.
Oh, oh, very nice with the light up eyes and everything.
Yeah, light
Yeah,
up
that.
eyes. And the thing that I really like about him is Mezco didn't Mezco eyes. Mezco eyes. The
Yeah,
figure he looks very
comic book.
classic. Yeah, it's like a very
Yes.
classic comic book. Normally Mezco put a load of jazz on
Yeah,
on the
I've heard the
stuff.
expression they've not mezcoified it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I just love this guy. And he's made of polystone. He's
Oh,
so
so he's got
heavy.
some weight to him then.
Yeah, yeah, you could literally kill someone with this. You could brain someone with this. Like, there's no. If someone breaks into my house, I'm not running for a knife in the kitchen. I'm
You're
running
gonna
in
grab
here and
dark
grabbing
side.
it. You mess with the wrong guy.
Don't fuck with me. I got a dark side.
That's it. So yeah, and he's great. His accessories are pretty limited.
Yeah,
Um,
I had the Mezco Old Man Logan
yeah,
from the comic books, and he literally came with open hands, a set of claws, a jacket, a hat, a backpack, and a little baby Hulk to go in the back. I love the light up eyes
yeah.
on
The,
that.
the little baby looks great. He's got a couple of alternating faces. They just
You spin it round, yeah.
no, you just kind of pop his
Oh, clip it
face.
off and oh god,
Yeah.
that's even scarier.
Clip it off and then clip it on.
Oh, yeah, because they do the magnet stuff, don't they, on
Yeah,
those?
yeah. He has some I-beams that
Oh, yeah, the
yeah,
lasers that turn corners, yeah.
yeah. Um Omega Omega rays. Oh, he's just hit the deck.
Oh dear.
Hang on.
Dark side down.
Dark side. Dark side was, not is. He was. There you go. He's okay. So yeah. So that is my pick. I mean, his cloth is like a pleather.
Yeah,
Articulation isn't amazing on him, but it's enough for Darkseid. Like you wouldn't expect him to
yeah,
be doing
yeah.
Spider-Man moves. You know, Darkseid basically just stands basically with his hands behind his back and just kills you with his vision, or
Yeah,
gets other
yeah.
people to kill you for him, type of thing.
I mean,
But yeah, his Jack
that is
Kirby
one thing.
design,
Oh, Jack
awesome.
Kirby, yeah.
Yes.
I like the Mezco Ultron they teased a while ago, where it's got the effects piece for the mouth.
Yeah.
They've jokingly called it the Kirby Crackle because it looks
Yeah.
like it did in those Jack Kirby comics. That's a cool looking figure as well. But going back to what you were saying there about the articulation, I think some people, when it comes to action figure articulation, is if it's not got this many number of points, if it can't do this wild outlandish pose, they don't want to know.
Yeah.
But like you just said there, with someone like Darkseid, he's posable enough for him. You
Yeah.
know, like you said, the way he poses, the way he looks in the comics, it's not crazy Spider-Man poses. And I said pretty much the same thing when I messed with those turtle figures. I was like, some of the articulation is a little bit limited. It's
Oh,
there,
it's the abdomen that where it's limited. The arms, the neck, the head,
yeah.
the legs is all great.
But
But
like I pointed out during when I was doing, because I did it on a live on Facebook, this little review thing, and I said during that I think you'll probably find the limitations I'm running into with articulation is probably the same thing the actors had who were in the
yeah,
suits. Like they would have been restricted around the
yeah.
shell area and around where the chest plates are and everything.
It's
So
it's if they were actual real in the real world, they would run into the same things. I mean, how many turtles have you seen do sit-ups?
exactly, exactly. Shells are made of bone. So it does not have a tendency to flex when you do this.
Yeah,
You know, if that was the case, your arm would be like a freaking noodle.
yeah.
But
What
no,
they did,
I agree
what,
with that. Certain figures that you can understand the limited articulation because that RoboCop, that's a little bit limited. But again, Peter Weller in the costume was limited to what he could
yeah.
do.
I will say the Mafex version of the RoboCop, Mafex released a 6-inch version,
Yeah.
and that is more articulated and it looks beautiful. You can get it in some really nice poses. I don't own it. It's something I'd love to have, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
speaking while we're just talking about these turtles, when I've got it at hand, um, the the I
The
don't know if
upper
you can
body.
see,
Yeah.
yeah, it still it doesn't move much,
But there is,
but it
yeah,
can move,
a little
and
bit.
there's quite a bit of flex in the front shell, so you can kind of get him to go, lean forward. Hang on, if I get him to do it, you can
There
kind of
you
get
go.
him to lean forward a tiny bit,
Yeah,
as well
it's minimal. It's very
as well as
minimal.
back. Yeah, it's
But like I said, the actors in the suits would have run into that kind of problem as well. It's like I can only move this far forward or this far back. You know, it's
yeah,
but yeah. Right then, go on to my next pick.
do it.
Do it now. I'm trying not to headbutt that. There we go.
We can't see what that is off camera, so we can just speculate what that was.
Yeah. Answers in the comments. Answers in the comments. See what you think. My next choice
It's a
is one of
life-size cardboard cutout of Guy.
broke it every so often.
Hang on, you're patting a little lower.
I'm just giving Guy his payment for the week.
Mine's in the mail.
Yeah. But my next pick is one of my all-time favorite
Oh,
figures,
I would literally skin you alive for that.
the Predator clan leader from the. I love this little detail where NECA did the
Oh yeah, the logo.
like the old Kenner logo. I actually had this figure when I was a kid, the original version of it. It was bought as a birthday present from my dearly departed father. And when NECA announced this one, I saw it like on their Comic Con thing, and I was like, I need that. I don't want it. I need it.
Yeah,
And I mean, once I got it out of the box, it has been out of the box and on display.
kind of sure.
Thinking again. I mean, just look at that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I love it. I saw it when it came out. I wanted it so much. He is the out of the standard Predators, he's the tallest. They made him taller than the rest.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He looks great with those whips.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you can click them in there like it was on the original figure, so it can have the because the
yeah,
original figure there was a switch on the back. You pulled it, and the tentacles at the front would do this.
yeah.
but you can have them come from out the shoulders, or there's these little plugs you can put in there, and then have it come out of the
The
wrist gauntlets
wrists.
as well.
Yeah.
And the mask has tubes and wires that can actually be plugged into the backpack and everything.
That's cool.
Absolutely
Yeah.
stunning figure.
And I like what they did. It was an ultimate. They wanted to show it off, but they also paid dues to the original, and they put it
Oh
looks
yeah,
like it's on card back on the
yeah,
front, which is
that I
great.
love that artwork. Like
Yeah.
you were saying earlier, like it's so reminiscent of like it's even got the fake
Yeah, yeah,
top. It
yeah,
looks like something you would see in a toy shop, and I
yeah.
love it for that. I love a lot of the NECA kind of redos, but this one just
Yeah. So
has it. Absolutely had to have it.
I missed it, and I'm kicking myself that I did because I went into Forbidden Planet. I hadn't been living over here where I am for very long, over here in Northern Ireland, and I had some money, and I went to the Forbidden Planet. My wife took me there to check it out, and I think it was like £80 in there, and I was like, I've seen it online. There's no way I'm spending this money on it, for that when it was like 30, 40 or whatever it was online. So I spent the money or whatever, got something different. I think I actually bought a Mayfix Batman versus Superman, Batman and Superman, the
Yeah, yeah, the two pack.
uh yeah, no, it wasn't a two, they were separate, but
Oh
from
yeah, but
that
they
film.
went together. Yeah, I get you. I
Uh,
get you.
Um, so I did that, and when I went to rebuy it online, it was sold out, and I could not find it anywhere in the
Yeah,
UK. So I'm in two minds whether to
I
buy a fake one from AliExpress or not. I don't know how good it's gonna
oh,
look or not. I'm like, because I want it so much, and I don't even see them online, like on eBay. I just don't see anyone
I
selling them
will
secondhand.
because I used to sell action figures online. I will do some digging for you and see what I can dig up, but I am going to tell you something that's probably going to make you hate me. Um, Shortly after I got that one as a Christmas present, I bought one in as stock for
Hmm.
doing the action figure business, and when it come time to shut down in 2019, because I couldn't afford to ship anything out, I sold what I had left relatively cheap. I sold an exact one of those to one of my friends for 20 quid.
Oh, lucky man. He's a lucky man.
Lucky man. But if I'd known that it wasn't one, because this was like 2019, yeah, late 2019. I think it was Christmas 2019 when everything started to kind of, oh shit, the world's ending.
Yeah.
um, I kind of shut down. I was like, look, it needs to go. If you want it, 20 quid, it's yours. And he was like, oh, well, it's a nice enough Predator. It'll go with my pinhead. So, but if I'd known you were after one, you would have been the first offer.
Yeah.
You would have been the first offer on it. It was one you
Oh
were
well.
after. I honestly did not know it was one that you were after that bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's not. Don't, don't worry about it. I'll get one at some point. It will. If it's meant to be, one will cross my path.
Well, I'll tell you what. Worst thing comes to worst. I'll put it in my will. It's yours.
Thank you.
I'll just stick a little post-it note. In case of death, please post two, and then write scribble your address
Yeah,
down.
that's it.
If I'm found face down in a ditch, could you make sure Gaz gets this?
All I gotta do now is find out where you are and follow your schedule, and we can speed that
Hire a hitman.
up.
Right then, moving on to your next choice. I'm down.
Mine's a big one.
I've
Mine's a
got three more after this one.
Okay, yeah, I got two after this one. So this is a big boy. I
Hmm.
recently got this. I got it on the second-hand market. My wife bought it me for Christmas.
I know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I have taken all the plastic off the front, so all I've got to do
Pop the
is
front.
pop the fronts. But this is the 4 pack of the Mezco 112 Collective, and this
Yeah.
is the Ghostbusters, the movie figures. It's still in the tin because I literally have nowhere to display it. I don't. Is that
Oh
on camera?
yeah, yeah.
I, it's it, I just don't have anywhere to. But as soon as I do have somewhere to display it,
Oh yeah, they
they're
are
definitely
beautiful
good.
figures. I've seen them before. They are stunning, absolutely stunning.
I would love to get a diorama built of like the front of the firehouse,
Yes, yeah.
and
There is one that came with the Diamond Select figures. If you can
there
track down,
is
package it, if you can
there
track it
it's
down.
expensive. It
Oh
is
yeah,
expensive.
yeah. Builder thing pieces tend to be really expensive online
Yeah,
nowadays.
definitely.
That's why I keep hold
Um,
of all my spare Marvel Legends bits because if somebody comes like, "Oh, I need this piece," I'm like, "Right, 100 quid, please."
I don't know if I can hold
Yeah,
it without them
they
all falling out.
yeah. Be careful with them.
You got Slimer at the bottom.
Oh,
Where is he? Can you see him? Is he there?
see the proton. There he is. Got him.
Yeah, you got him. Yeah,
Oh,
there
that
he
is
is.
cute. That is
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah. The proton packs are great.
Oh God,
There's
yeah.
so many accessories. I mean, and this lifts up this
Oh yeah,
tray.
there's another tray
Yeah,
underneath.
there's like
Yeah,
another tray underneath with a load of accessories in it. Um, there was
Mezco are brilliant for things like that.
yeah. It's the. I mean, these proton packs. Let's
The
lift one out.
detail on them. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Don't know if is that blurred.
It's blurred, but we can make it out. But yeah, those, yeah, for how small it is, that's stunning.
See if I can. Come on, camera focus. It's still blurred.
That'll, yeah, that's close. That is detailed. You can see,
Yeah, it's
even with it
brilliant and
blurry, it's detailed as all hell. And that's what I
yeah,
love about
it's
Mezco. They go
stunning.
into that fine detail work.
They do uh
I mean, the old man Logan I had
the
perfectly
little
sculpted little hairs on his arm. Oh, the little ghost trap. Wow, that is
yeah.
tiny.
It's great.
I would lose that. That is tiny.
Yeah, it's another reason it's still in the box. There's so many accessories with it,
Do you
Violet.
know what,
There's
right?
just so many.
I'd love to see what they would look like with that Hero Cross Ghostbuster car they brought out.
Yeah.
The one you build yourself. I bet they'd look really good with that.
I can't let me see. I think it's actually in scale as well, that thing.
I think so. It's what one eighth scale,
The
something like that.
PKE meter.
Oh,
Oh wait, it actually
oh, it extends. Oh,
how
that is
cool is that?
yeah. Oh, that is awesome. That is
Um,
awesome. I know that a few people are going to be going and checking out the prices of that now.
yeah, and
Little
we
Slimer.
Slimer, and he actually has butt cheeks.
Oh, he has the butt cheeks.
So yeah,
I
so
love that.
I
I
cannot
love that.
wait to be able to display that. So yeah, there you go.
The only
That
Ghostbusters thing I've got is the Transformers Ectotron. That's the only
oh, that's
Ghostbusters thing
great.
I've got at the minute.
Yeah, that thing's great.
That is actually getting another re-release as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
They've just released a Turtles one.
yes. What is it called? Party Wop.
Is that what it's called? Like, we just got Terminator's just falling down.
Oh dear, he'll be back. But yeah, that Ghostbusters one is getting a re-release because they did the first release of it, and then the re-release, which is the
He'll
one.
be back. I just caught that.
I've got the second release of the Ectotron where it's got like it's more from Ghostbusters Afterlife, where it's got the rust and the dirt and stuff on it.
Oh, right, okay.
They're doing another release of it where it's in the original bright white colors again.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, another chance to pick that up. And I got mine for like 45 quid, and it came with the comic book to go with it.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, and
awesome.
Muncher and Slimer. It came with.
You'll need to message me when that is about, and I will go and grab that.
I will let you know. I'll keep
I'm
an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on some on the Hasbro thing on Facebook, so I'll keep an eye out for that for you.
I'm not sure when the Turtles one's out, if it's out already. But I
If
think
it's just been announced, it will probably be hitting shelves anywhere between 2 months to 4 months, depending.
yeah, because I
But
think that would look good. Like in my Turtles display down at the bottom, I've got like the four movie Turtles, and then I have like this tiny mini arcade machine that
yes,
that plays
Turtles
like
in
old
Time.
no, it plays like the Nintendo NES games. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
it's
the one you mean.
um you can hook it up to a TV and play it on a TV as well, but it looks like a mini arcade cabinet.
Yes.
So like, I put like that in there. Then I have like these Matchbox Turtles cars that is like designed after each character in there.
Oh,
And
nice.
then like the Super 7 like recreations of the
The original
original
toys.
toys are in there as well. It's pretty cool.
Have you seen the Origins Turtles? Tangent people. Have you seen the Origin Turtles that Playmates Toys are doing?
I'm not sure.
Right, you might like this. Basically, you know the original sketch that they did for the first ever iteration of Ninja Turtles, where it's like a short, fat, stumpy little turtle with
Oh yeah, the Eastman and
Eastman and Laird
yeah.
original sketch. Basically, they've done that as an action figure of all
Right,
four
okay.
turtles, but to differentiate it, they've done each of the four turtles in their original toy colors. So you've basically
Right,
got
okay.
like the original sketch version of the turtles in their original toy colors. And I was like, that opens up the possibility that they're going to do black and white versions or all green versions with the red bandana so that it's
Yeah.
like the original comic. And I was like, you know what? I'm very, very, even though it's Playmate toys, they're not great, but
Mm.
just for the display, because they're all like, they all come with like a little box or something to stand on and they all display at different levels.
Right,
It
okay.
looks like I'll message you over the video that I watched it on. They
Yeah,
do look
yeah,
really
do
good. If
that,
you're a
yeah.
Turtles fan, they look like that original sketch. It's like pre-release, even anything like absolute origins at its most. So
Yeah.
they look cute as fuck, but also like oh. But yeah, moving on then. My pick, isn't it?
Yep, show me what you got.
Oh, here we go. I'm gonna go with the
Show me
biggest.
what you got.
I'm gonna go with the biggest thing I have in my collection at the moment. Over to Transformers again. Oh, because I am the Transformers fangirl. I'm going to be talking about the Legacy
Oh, nice.
Menasor. 5 Transformers altogether.
Wow, that's great.
They came out sporadically. Like I got this one first, then this one, then this guy.
Yep,
Then I got Motor Master, and then I had
Motor
to wait
Master.
6 months to get this fucker to finish it off.
So he could stand up.
Yeah, but this, I mean, I'll bring it close to the camera. Don't know.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it does. It looks great.
But I mean, it's got decent articulation. I love the way the vehicle modes on these ones actually split where
Oh,
the
that's
elbow
clever,
is.
isn't it? That's clever they done that.
Like there's a little tab. Basically, when this is in its single,
Car mode,
it's clipped
yeah.
together. But there's a tab on the inside that separates the two. So when you straighten the arm out, you get the nice
Yeah,
little break.
that's engineered fantastically.
Oh, and I hope Hasbro continue this kind of thing going forward with their combiners
Yeah.
because
They done many combiners.
the ones in the Power of the Prime series were hit and miss because you were basically using the arms and leg joints of the smaller figures to fulfill the elbow and knee joints of a larger figure,
Right, okay.
and they just did not have the grip. I had the Power of the Prime Starscream in combined mode, and it would slip over because the feet were absolutely tiny. The articulation just wasn't there. The arms were just kind of flopping at its side. They were not good. But this, the way they've done it for this one, I'd like to see them do that
Yeah.
more going forward. Like the main body part, bring it with the arms, clip them on, separate, off you go.
Yeah.
But that one, in total, price wise, cost me around £200 to finish because the Motor Master itself was Commander class, and that was £102 when I bought it.
Yeah.
Each of the robots themselves were £25 each.
Yeah.
So once you put it all together, it's roughly about 200 quid for that.
Yeah.
But if you're a Transformers fan
And a collector.
and a collector, that is just
Yeah.
perfect. It
Yeah.
makes you put that with the
It's
rest of the Decepticons, it towers over them. It
yeah,
just
it's
makes them
it's
look
kind
more.
of no good though if you're a kid and you only get Transformers for like birthdays or Christmas,
Yeah,
and you've got to wait to complete it. If you can complete it at all, if it gets parts get sold out and
that is a problem nowadays. I remember back in the day, a set like that would have come Like
all in a huge box.
the
All of them. Yeah,
Constructicons, even the one they did in actually Combiner Wars, 10 years old at this point.
yeah.
But the Devastator combiner for that did come in one big box with all six robots in it. So, I mean, I'm hoping for collectors they do something like that with that. They re-release it in a big
Yeah.
box set where it's all of the robots.
That'd
Because
be good. Like a chest that opens, and then you have like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Like you just pop it out, like double folded in the middle. You open it up, and there's all of it displayed. That would be
yeah.
perfect.
Make it like an oil drum or something.
You know what? That would be good because it is the Stunticons. So but yeah, that's one of my choices. It's not. I think it is the biggest transformer I've got. I have got the Skylinks one, which is obviously longer, but that thing, you put that on a shelf with the rest of them, it just looks so good.
Yeah,
And when you're a collector, it's all about the display, and that thing adds to your freaking display. Plus,
it really does.
you can get upgrade kits now where you can give it articulated fingers and a bigger sword.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
you can just make it even better. And it doesn't affect the transformation whatsoever because you're literally just swapping the hands out and they curl up into fists so they fit the
Yeah.
same spaces.
Yeah, that's really good. This come a long way with Transformers. They definitely have.
Oh, definitely. Well, we're on the 40th anniversary now. A lot of the figures that are coming out are 40th anniversary stuff. I mean, a lot of the reissue stuff that I've been seeing in my local toy shop, it's the original Soundwave, but in cartoon accurate colors. It's the original Blaster figure in cartoon accurate colors. And it's a great way to get older fans to buy new stuff because it's like, I had that as a kid. It's not the same colors, but I mean,
Yep.
for Christmas, I bought Guy the movie edition of the G1 style Thundercracker, and he fucking
Yep.
loved it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he liked that.
Right, on to your next choice then,
Okay,
guys.
so mine is another Mezco figure, Mezco 112. I think it was probably again about 110, 120 pounds when it came out. I mentioned this character the last time I was here with you,
Mm.
and when my number one pick, I think, was the what do you call it? The DC, the super, my memory is terrible. The little Superman figures and the Batman and the
DC,
superpowers.
DC
Superpowers.
Superpowers,
Yep, yep.
yes.
So and Superman was there, and so this is my pick, and it is the
Oh
Christopher Reeves
yeah.
Mezco
Oh
112,
wow.
and if I get it to
Oh
this
wow.
will light
That's
up as
cool.
well. And he comes with a ton of accessories.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Um,
You can see there he's got the crystals and stuff.
yeah, and his hands, the sculpt on the face, I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, it's not perfect, but
I was
it,
gonna say, have you seen the NECA one? The NECA Super Chris Reeve Superman
yeah,
figure?
it's better than that.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I just love this thing. I think it's
oh
great. I
yeah.
mean, the cape is wired. It comes with three or four, a couple of heads, few heads.
Yeah.
Um,
And
a flight
in Mexico as
stand.
well. I was gonna say you get the flight stand so you can have him kind of
Yeah,
hovering.
yeah.
I love that.
The articulation in him's great, and obviously you get this,
The light
you
up
know,
base, that is
yeah, which is,
stunning.
it's this fortress of solitude.
Oh yeah, that's stunning though.
The
I love
back of it.
that.
Yeah, it's great.
See, there's a good reason why people should buy higher end stuff because you get shit like that with it.
Yeah, it's great. I was so thrilled when they said they were going to release this because on my Grail list is the Hot Toys version of this, and I
Oh,
didn't
that thing
think,
goes for silly money now.
yeah, and I don't even collect that scale. I'm a 112 collector.
Same. 112, 6 inch, 7 inch scale. That
Yeah,
7 inch scale is
yeah,
about as high as I'll go.
yeah. Well,
Anything.
I'm more of a 7-inch scale collector, but
Yeah. I mean, like the NECA Elvira figure I've got here.
yeah,
That's 112 scale.
I've got her up there.
Well, I picked it up for my 40th birthday, and it's the 40th.
Actually, she's bigger. She's 8 inches big.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah. She is from the
Honorable
Um,
mention. Honorable mention.
I don't know if you can see down, you know, the set that has like the reanimator figure in it, and
Oh yeah.
you know, the fully clothed ones, the kind of based on,
Retro
yeah,
cloth line.
yeah,
Yeah,
she is one of those.
yeah. No,
Um,
I picked that up purely because it's the 40th anniversary figure of Elvira. It was my 40th birthday. It just made sense
yeah,
to get it. So,
yeah, yeah, she's great. I love the little. She comes with like a little skull, doesn't she, with the candles in the head, and
yeah, I'm yet to open it. I was talking to
yeah,
Kai
I've
about
not.
this recently.
Mine's
Un
still boxed as well.
Unpacking and opening anything at the minute until I've sorted out everything that I need to sort out and I've actually got moved. Things like that. And
You don't want to lose anything out of that
yeah, I
by
mean,
moving about.
we'll go on to my next pick now because I've got it right here. But this was a recent acquisition. Again, another thing that was a gift for my 40th birthday. But Sweet Tooth
That's the
vinyl.
PlayStation game.
Yeah, from the
Is yeah.
PlayStation game Twisted Metal in
That's
his
pretty
original
cool.
truck. Never been out of box. I mean, it's the seal at the back of the box is actually still
Yeah,
sealed. So it's like I do want to again, much like the McFarlane figure earlier, I want to open it,
yeah,
but it's a special edition and it just looks too good to be out of its box.
yeah,
I mean, the only thing I'd love to do with it is maybe get a light behind that
yeah,
head,
yeah.
light the flames up.
That'd be cool. I've actually got like I don't collect Funko Pops. When
I
I
don't, I
when I
don't
first
collect them.
started when I first started collecting, um, my wife was like, "Oh, you'll probably like these," and she bought me quite like a few of them one
Yeah,
year. And I got some. I got one. Grab it.
I got gifted the Yoda Christmas one, the bobblehead, and I only ever get that now out now at Christmas. It sits by the TV.
Yeah, I got this New York Comic Con limited edition. I even think it glows up. I'm not sure. And it's a Jack
Oh, the Jack
Skellington one.
Skellington, yeah.
Yeah, I love Nightmare Before Christmas.
See, the only other pop vinyl that I've actually ever like seen and gone, oh, I really want that, is the Comic Con exclusive Swamp Thing one they did that's flocked and smells like grass.
That's cool.
That was as soon as I seen it, I was like, you know what? I don't collect pop vinyls unless they're gifted to me, like this one
Yeah,
was and the Yoda one was. I don't buy them myself, but if I saw that in a shop, I'd buy it. It's a
yeah.
Funko Pop of my favorite DC character, flocked to feel like moss, and it smells like cut grass. I'm there for
Yeah,
that. I'm there
yeah,
for
that's
that.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, I think the odd pop vinyl isn't too bad in your collection. Like
Yeah, I mean,
there's some like it's like a fun little collectible, you know. That's
yeah,
what I think they were supposed to be. And
Beanie
then
Babies from the 21st
yeah,
century.
then they blew up and now they're dumping them all in landfills.
Yes, unfortunately, we're on about people are on about a shortage of plastic. Well, let's go investigate Funko, shall we? I'm sure they've got plenty of plastic to spare.
I
More
mean,
plastic than Pamela Anderson.
they do some fun things, Funko, or they have done in the
But,
past.
I
Like
mean,
I love the
that's cute.
yeah,
That's cute, but some other stuff. The 8-bit ones, styled ones they do, they're not too bad. I kind of like them because they're a little bit funky. They're like made out of cubes. It looks like a
yeah,
Minecraft character. I don't
yeah,
mind those so much because they're quirky.
yeah,
But when it's every character's got that same black eyes, blank expression and look on their face,
yeah.
it starts to get a little bit creepy if you stare at them for too long. It's like staring into the eyes of a shark. You
One of
know?
one of the things that they did that I liked, but I never picked up, I never pulled the trigger on it. They made like a Master of the Universe type horror line, and it was like Freddy and
Oh,
Ghostface and
yes,
Leatherface, and it was
yes.
quite fun. It was
I
quite
have
fun.
seen those. I watched someone do a review of them. There was Freddy, Leatherface, Pinhead, and
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah. I think they did Michael Myers as well, but they
Yeah,
spelt the name wrong.
they did do a fair few of them.
Yeah, and then they did DC ones as well because I remember there being they made like a Bat Cave, like Castle Grayskull
Yes,
type
yes,
thing.
I do remember seeing that. I do
Yeah,
remember seeing that.
they looked fun, but I never pulled the trigger on them.
So do you have any more choices then?
Yes, my very last one, and actually this might be my favorite thing in my entire collection. It's probably the most expensive thing in my entire collection, and it is still boxed. It's actually got a little bit of dust on it. Hang on. And it is from probably my favorite game franchise of all time, and it is Simon Belmont from the Castlevania series,
Oh,
NECA figure. Like the McFarlane figure, he has
you know what, right?
very, very limited
I was gonna
articulation.
say you are very lucky to get hold of that because NECA actually had a massive falling out with Capcom
Yeah, they did.
over, weirdly enough, over a re-release of that figure in the video game
Video
colors.
game. Yeah, I
I think
remember.
that's a
I
bit of a
was
weird
so
horse to
gutted.
die on.
Yeah, but this is more Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, well, the Symphony of the Night characters apart from Simon's not in that game.
yeah. But
So yeah,
still, it's a beautiful figure though.
2008 this one came out.
Yeah, so
So
it's
yeah,
four.
it looks great, but again, it's probably super fragile, super brittle
Oh, I would.
at the
I'd never
joints.
take that out of the box. That's one of
No,
those ones you leave in the box for its own
yeah,
protection.
I love the. I don't know if you can see his face properly, but he's kind of like with his chin.
It's like he's pondering something like, hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if you can see the chin on it.
Oh, that is a Bruce Campbell chin. Like a
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell chin.
So
20
yeah,
years ago, if they'd made that as a film, you know Bruce Campbell would have played Simon.
yeah. I love that line of NECA figures. There was like him, the Gears of War figures. I think there was like a Ninja Gaiden one.
Yeah. I've got
Uh,
the Duke Nukem one that they did. I've got that one. That's again not very articulated, but
yeah,
it gets the poses that you need it to do.
yeah. I also have, which is a pretty rare figure now, but the Dante's Inferno figure.
Oh yeah, from the video
Yeah,
game. That one
yeah,
is incredibly rare.
yeah, yeah. But the articulation on that one's a lot better than the. I think it came out a few years after the Castlevania ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to find him now, Simon, for a good price
For a good
anyway.
price, yeah.
Yeah.
Secondary market prices are either this or this.
Yeah.
It's either they
Yeah.
don't want much for it or they want this. I mean, one example I have is, do you remember when McFarlane did that big Queen Alien display piece?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I saw some
It's just
guy.
like a big, huge diorama, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I originally had that, and I paid like back when it came out. I paid like 50 quid for it. So by today's money, you're looking at 7,500. And this guy was selling a mint inbox one, not on bids, on a buy it now on
Yeah.
eBay for £28.50.
Wow.
And I was like, if I had the space for it, I'd have.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, okay, looks like we said about the earlier McFarlane stuff, it was still very static, like the arms just sort of did
Yeah.
this. But having that full length queen with the walkway and everything, with
Yeah.
the person, with the
Yeah,
top
there's
person
yeah,
coming
you got
out,
the eggs. There's a few eggs with it as
yeah,
well, isn't
just to have that
there?
as a display piece, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Uh,
hold up to the newer one that NECA did,
no.
but it was still a nice
Yeah.
display piece. And my
Actually,
oh, go on.
so just why we're talking about that, because it is a movie maniac. It is one of my grail pieces, and it's actually the Jaws one that was like a diorama set
Yeah,
on
with the boat.
the orca, yeah,
Yes.
and yeah,
Yeah. Did
shark
you
coming
know
out the
that
water.
NECA are actually doing something like that? They're doing their own version of Jaws. They're doing an articulated shark.
Yeah, I don't know what that they showed like a foam body for it, like I want to say 2019,
Yeah.
and just heard nothing since.
It could
They
be a
lost,
licensing thing. It could be a licensing thing.
yeah,
They get that all the time. They get the go ahead, then they prototype it, and then the license holders go, "Hold on, we need you to do this, 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 and this."
yeah. Well, they lost the license for Brody. Can't remember the actor's name. Yeah, the main guy from Jaws, the guy,
Yeah,
the sheriff.
yeah.
They lost his likeness rights, so they could have only released Quinn and dude, oh, jeez, I'm so sorry, but I'm so terrible with names,
It's
remembering
fine.
stuff. The guy with the glasses, the goes under the water, the shark expert.
Richard Dreyfuss, that
That's
guy.
it, Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah, you, they only releasing those two, and the shark, if whatever.
Well, I mean, they might be able to clear up the likeness rights. I mean, from what I understand with likeness rights with different films and different studios, is it's studio by studio because NECA had the rights to do Carl Weathers as an action figure from Rocky,
Yeah,
but not from Predator.
no. And
So I mean,
Carl
it's
would. I don't know why
the same
Carl wouldn't
actor,
put
it's
his
the same actor,
likeness
it's the
over.
same likeness, but
Mm,
it's
yeah.
complicated. We'll leave it at that. So on to my final pick then.
Do it.
Do it. This is my final pick. Much like you just said, this is quite possibly the most expensive thing in my collection.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Also, the most beautiful. It is the prop movie replica from Trick or Treat Studios of the Necronomicon Ex Mortis from Evil Dead 2. And I've got to say, it is stunning. It's like a rubber
Yeah.
over the top of it, but it just feels, yeah. It's
Yeah,
detailed and painted wonderfully. The one thing I
it's
do think they
great.
missed a trick with, right, is I remember years ago they brought out a DVD box set that was
Yeah,
like this.
I had that. I had it.
And if you spun it round on that book, it had
I
an
had another.
ear
Yeah,
on the back of it. I think they should have done that with this. I don't know how accurate that is to the film, but how cool would it be? You just flip it
yeah,
round and there's an ear.
yeah,
But like I've said before, I've shown this off a few times, but every single page is printed
yeah.
just like it
Looks
was in
great.
the film. It's got the artwork from the film with a few original ideas and designs thrown
Yeah.
in there as well.
I like the way they made the pages thicker as well, so it looks like there's more in it than.
Oh yeah, well it's more like a thick paper, almost card,
Yeah,
but there's a little credits at the end for the people who made it.
it's good.
But yeah, when I picked that up, £133. I
Mhm.
saved up for about 6 months to be able to afford this.
Wow. Did you get it shipped straight from the States?
No, actually, it was in my local geek shop.
Oh, right. Okay.
They do sell, I will say this, Freak Treat here in my hometown. They do a lot of higher end collector stuff. Like they've got the prop movie replicas of Chucky and Tiffany and Annabelle, and they're like, I think the
Yeah.
Tiffany is like £650. It's an expensive piece, but when you see it in its box on that shelf, it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. It
they've
looks good.
got a Hellraiser cube from Hellraiser Inferno. That's another high because it's wood and brass plating, so they're not
Yeah.
cheap things. I mean, I've got a cheap version of the Hellraiser cube here. It's just plastic.
Yeah.
To get one that looks screen accurate, oh,
Yeah.
that would be my thing. That would be my thing.
So that's on your grail list, is it?
Oh, that is definitely my grail list. Definitely that and the Combiner Wars Devastator. I've wanted that thing for years, but every time I look at it, it just keeps going up and up and up in price.
Yeah.
So I may have to just wait until Hasbro does another version of Devastator
Yeah.
and buy that version. It would probably
I
work
get it.
out cheaper.
Get it.
But right, we have been going for quite a while now, so I think we should wrap it up here.
Brilliant. It's always fun to speak to you, my love. I always have a great time when
Thank
I come.
you.
You
Thank you
always
for.
you always show me a great time.
Oh, I aim to please. Just don't tell the wife.
She can watch it later.
Oh, but yeah, thank you for joining me and filling in for the random man for this week. Um, I will talk to you a little bit more off camera about this because there's something I want to run past you. You may want to come in on. But yeah, so that's been tonight's episode, talking toys and collectibles. Like I said, these were just sort of our personal favorites in our collection. If we wanted to do, oh well, I want this one and this one and that, we would. I could go
Oh,
for days. But
The stamina.
The stamina on that one. But leaving it on that, I myself shall see you again next week. Gaz may be back in a future episode. Would you like to plug your channel before you leave, honey?
Yes, if you would like to go and check out anything I do, I kind of do reviews, kind of, and just pop culture stuff so far. I've only just started the channel. It's very small, but it's called Strange World Collective. Go check it out. Go check out the Optimus Prime review that I did. I poured my heart and soul
That is
into
a
that.
very good video. I've watched that one a few times. It's worth a watch.
So yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you very much, my dear. It's as I say, it's been great to be here with you.
Thank you so much, honey. Well then, good night, my sweet tortured souls. I have been Miss Violet Impulse. He has been the Gaz Man. And remember, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get sadistic.
It's a disc.
Bye.